Hello everyone, I, Dr. Ansh Chaudhary of Bharati Vidyapeeth Medical College, Pune, I am here to discuss something very important, and that is management of intractable epilepsy using the ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet is not a new thing in management of epilepsy. It was invented way back around 100 years and instituted in management of seizure when only bromide and barbiturates were available. But with development of newer anti-epileptic drugs and various surgical techniques, the ketogenic diet lost its popularity. But now what we are seeing is there is a resurgence of the ketogenic diet in management of intractable epilepsy of childhood in the last few years for those individuals who are not candidates of surgery and in whom seizures are not being controlled even after giving maximum dose of anti-epileptic drugs. Now, what is this ketogenic diet? The ketogenic diet, it is a restrictive diet composed of high fat, low carbohydrate and adequate protein in the ratio 1:4 by weight, with fat accounting for the maximum source of energy, that is 90% of the energy comes from the fat. The high levels of ketone bodies which is produced by this ketogenic diet, it acts as a source of energy for the brain, replacing the usual glucose and also contributes to its anti-epileptic effect. Now, who are the candidates for this diet? This diet is usually preferred in adolescents and early childhood, usually between 2 to 12 years of age. The diet is adjuvant to anti-epileptic drugs. It is particularly useful against all types of epilepsy like atonic, myoclonic, absence, and even various epileptic syndromes like infantile spasm, tuberous sclerosis, Lennox-Gastaut, etc. Now, let us know how this diet works. So, it usually follows two processes. The first one is that it produces a stage of ketosis which decreases the sensitivity of NMDA receptors, leading to decreased neuronal hyperpolarization. Secondly, because of the ketosis, it increases the intracellular acidosis which leads to increase in GABA. GABA being the major inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain, which again leads to decreased neuronal hyperpolarization. So therefore, decrease in neuronal hyperpolarization in the brain is the main effect leading to its anti-seizure effect. Now, when should we start this diet? This diet should be started as early as possible to have the maximum beneficiary effect. Now let us know how should we start this diet. Before starting, we require a supervised nursing staff, a dietitian, and an experienced neurophysician who is dealing in such type of dietary management. And before institution of this diet, we should go for some metabolic screening of serum amino acids, urinary amino acids, and creatinine profile to prevent any serious complications. Before institution, we should initially attain a state of ketosis by starvation for about 24 to 48 hours, and then gradually over the next 3 to 5 days the diet is instituted. It is very important to note that ketogenic diet, it is not a supplementary diet and the child has to be on this diet only. Now, when do we start to see the effect of this diet? The effect usually comes in 5 to 7 days, but the maximum effect is seen in 4 to 5 months. The major setback with this diet is the very narrow food range, and the child is not allowed to have any carbohydrate of any sort, being it biscuits, soft drinks, nothing the child is allowed to take when the child is on this diet. So the bland nature of this diet is the major drawback. It is also important to note that when we start giving the ketogenic diet, we also give anti-epileptic drugs with it. And when slowly the diet starts to show its effect, then the dose of the drugs can be decreased. Now, the studies have shown that the most effective anti-epileptic drugs along with the ketogenic diet are sodium valproate and zonisamide. Now, what are the major issues with this diet? First of all, the compliance. That is because of the bad nature and the bland nature of this diet. So even we need to supplement vitamins and minerals with this diet to fulfill the calorie requirement. Second one is difficulty in continuing this diet for a long time, again because of the bland nature of this diet. And the more commonly seen side effects are hypoglycemia, constipation, nausea and vomiting. Out of all these, hypoglycemia is very dangerous because to treat hypoglycemia, we again have to give glucose, and once glucose is given in any form, ketosis is lost and the individual can have breakthrough seizures. Now talking about few long-term complications, there are renal stones, pancreatitis and hyperlipidemia, etc. But even because of the bland nature and so many adverse effects associated with this diet, it is really a new evolution in those individuals who are not controlled even with maximum dose of anti-epileptic drugs and are not fit candidates for surgery. Now what can be the future perspectives of this diet? In future, we might see this diet being used in the management of Alzheimer's, polycystic ovarian disease, motor neuron disease and even bipolar disorders. So what is my view on this diet? My view on this diet is that apart from its anti-epileptic action, it is an important breakthrough, and we should not be hesitant in using the ketogenic diet in management of refractory epilepsy, especially in children and adolescents. Thank you very much.